Alright, so this is our Romi localization project where the Romi should line follow up until it hits a junction. And then we have a predetermined set of actions that it randomly selects. So there it's selected to go forward. It had the option of left or forward. It took the forward option. We increased the speed of the Romi a little bit just so that speed up this process a little bit, because the random seed we were given for our actions requires the Romi to go around the map a few times until we see an example of it hitting the change of direction from M1 to M2. So we're gonna have to watch the Romi go around a few times before that happens, but as you can see, it follows the black line until it reaches a junction, and then it takes an action left, right, or forward. Make sure the cord doesn't get in the way there. And then, do you want to show the screen? So we have a little delay on it, so we're having it print out options here. So when it gets to this junction, you'll see that its current location, it says current location 6. That is the location it's about to traverse. So Maywood Street here is in numerical form, location 6. Main Street there, I believe, is location 8. We have our locations numbered out the same way as on the project outline, except for programming use, we start at 0. So rather than having locations numbered 1 through 14, we have locations numbered 1 through 13. So right here, it just read out location 13, which would be Woodland Street History A. And so as you can see, it took a different route around Main Street and the Jones Clark building this time. And I believe it'll take another different route a third time across there, and we will go down Hawthorne Street this time. Hope it doesn't get caught. It's all kinds of tangled. So yep, this time we're gonna go down Hawthorne Street. Romi hits this location, it says locate, it's gonna turn left, and then recognize that the next location it's gonna traverse is location 12, which pops up on our serial monitor here. Then it decides to go right because its only action there is right. And then the current location 2, which would be Florence North. So with the implementation of the dual map system, until the Romi hits one of the absorption states, which are either here by the Goddard Library or in the garage, it will just stay in one direction around the map. So right now we're in direction M1, which means the Romi can only move in certain directions on certain streets, on certain areas. But eventually we'll hit an absorption state, which will switch the Romi around into M2, and then it will follow everything in the reverse direction as it's going now. So hopefully we're coming up on the absorption stage soon. I think we might need one more iteration around the map. And like we said, it's the random seed that was determined by the code. So moving along Florence Street South here, when you get to this junction, the Romi can move 2 different directions. It can either go forward like it is now, or go left down this pathway, down South Walk A. And due to our random seed, it has decided to go forward the last 5 iterations through the whole map. But I guess that's just the luck of the draw. Eventually we'll see it take a different route. Like now it's taking a different route. The last couple times it went forward there, and now it took a left down the main walk, and now it's following the center walk. So that's why we sped up the Romi a little bit. As you can see, it would have taken a long time if we didn't increase the speed of the Romi to get through all these junctions and rotations and whatnot. There we go. So now it's going to take a left here. And the other thing that's worth noting is we chose for our junction control for the turn. When the Romi detects a junction, it will then drive half the length of its body over, so it is completely centered on top of the junction, and then initiate its turn either 90 degrees in either direction, or in this case, a whole 180-degree flip. So upon this 180-degree flip, the Romi changes to following now M2 array. So now it is moving in direction 2, and now it has different options for turns to take at different junctions and different directions along each street. So it's going to go forward here. It could have gone into the garage there, but it decided to go forward. Go right. So now we're moving the opposite way through the map. It's about as far as we've gone before, so I don't really know what direction it's going to go from here on out, but so it decided to go forward down the center walk. It'd be great to see it pull into the garage at some point. We have the garage set up so that it'll treat it the same way as the end of South Walk B does, where the Romi will turn 180 degrees around and we will switch to the M1 direction, which is the initial direction that we started in, and it will follow along the map that way. There he goes. He's going to go towards the garage. We'll see if he turns up there. He might not. All depends on the randomly selected action. Doesn't look like he will. Maybe he'll take a left here, go a different path. Oh, he will. Okay. So we'll see, and then, yep, so it's going a different way around the map this time. And it's just sort of exploring the Clark world, and it will do so continuously for a set number of iterations. What's your cord? Oh, dang, the cord is all stuck. My bad. He thinks he's over here now. Going into the garage. He does, yeah. The cord getting caught messing with him a little bit. But as you see, he gets in the garage and does a full 180 backwards. He'll say he's in location 0, which is the garage. Yeah. And then he'll pull out and he'll just keep going. So that is our Romi localization project right there. I'm gonna plug this guy. So he's not